Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. It is the first Thursday of the month, which means it's recipe time. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and with love in the air, many couples will use the occasion to go out to eat. But Chef Marco is in the kitchen where he's cooking up some recipes for two, including a dessert that may be the sweetest Valentine you'll ever make or receive. Here's Marco.
Thank you, Fran. Hi, I'm Mark Ayala, and I'm here to share another recipe with all of you. It's February already, and I am so excited because Valentine's Day is just around the corner. As you can see, I have my little gnome here, and along with that gnome, I also have a few recipes that I think that you really like. And my focus this month is obviously a romantic dinner for you and your Valentine. So it's also nice to have a recipe for two that is just for you and your significant other, or in this case, a friend or whomever that you decide to spend Valentine's Day with. So let's start with a side dish, which, I suppose it could also be an appetizer, but we're really going to use it as a side dish for our main meal. And these are smashed potatoes. And it's a really interesting take on something between a chip and a mashed potato. I really enjoy making this. They're so crispy. I think they have the perfect balance between crunchy and soft. And I'm gonna bite into one of them so you can hear it. Can you hear that crunch? I'm telling you, these potatoes are absolutely delicious. So let me tell you how to put them together. First, you're gonna take 1 pound red or yellow creamer or baby potatoes. You're gonna put them in a pan and you're gonna rinse them a couple times until the water comes out clear. Then, to the same saucepan, you're gonna add enough water to cover the potatoes completely. Then you're gonna add 1 tablespoon kosher salt. And you're gonna bring the water to a boil over high heat. Once the water is boiling, you're going to adjust the heat to a steady simmer and cook them for about 15 to 25 minutes or until the potatoes are easily pierced with the tip of a paring knife. Once the potatoes are cooked, you're going to drain them into a colander. You are then going to preheat your oven to 425 degrees. You're going to spray a large cookie sheet with non-stick cooking spray. With the bottom of a glass, you're gonna press them until they're flat. Depending on what you want your potato to look like, it's how hard you're gonna press your potatoes. If you notice here in this platter, these potatoes are slightly pressed against these potatoes that were pressed a little harder. So these potatoes that are harder and thinner came out more almost like a crisp, and the potatoes that were slightly pressed came out crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. So it really depends on what you would like the result to be, how hard you're gonna press those little potatoes. Once you fill the pan, you're gonna drizzle them with olive oil, black pepper to taste, sea salt, and sweet basil. Then you're gonna put them in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until they're golden and crispy. If you serve these with sour cream or French onion dip, it's a perfect appetizer, but you can also serve them as a substitute to mashed potato. So it's a really versatile recipe that I hope you give a try. But now, we're starting with something special and something really nice, but now we're gonna go to the star of this show, which is our main dish for our Valentine's dinner. And this is a recipe that I got from my good friend Monica Luttrell, and this is her recipe for maple bacon Dijon glazed salmon. The best thing about this recipe is that it uses something that is also around the corner, which is maple syrup, because we're getting ready for sugaring not that far into the future. So it's a good way to use that maple syrup that you still have in your cupboard to make room for a new batch. So let me tell you how Monica puts this together. First, you're gonna take 1 red bell pepper, and you're gonna stem it, remove the seeds, and remove the ribs, and cut it into small pieces. Then, to a saucepan, you're gonna add about 4 cups fresh broccoli florets. You are then going to add about 1/3 cup water, and you're gonna cook it on medium heat in order to steam it. And I don't know about you, but I like my broccoli to still be crispy when I'm eating it. So steaming it is a great alternative to avoid soggy broccoli. Then, on a large non-stick pan over medium heat, you're gonna add about 2 teaspoons olive oil. Add the chopped bell peppers, season it with salt and pepper, and cook it until it's tender. Then you're gonna add your broccoli, and you're gonna cook it for about 5 to 6 minutes until the vegetables are slightly brown. Remove it from the pan and place them onto a serving platter. And now we're gonna cook the star of our dish, our salmon. However, salmon can be a little delicate when you're cooking it because, one, you don't want to overcook it because it becomes dry and very flaky and then it falls apart, but you don't want to undercook it because, well, you don't want raw fish. So if you have a meat thermometer, make sure that it registers an internal temperature of 145 degrees. And if you don't have one, then you can actually watch it and see how pink it looks on the sides, and that's your cue to turn it around. Pat your salmon dry and season it with salt and pepper. To a medium non-stick pan, add 1 teaspoon olive oil. And once your pan is hot, add your salmon skin side up. Cook it until golden brown for about 4 to 6 minutes. Turn it around and look at that beautiful brown color. And continue cooking on the other side for about 4 to 6 minutes until it's completely cooked through. And that salmon is gonna smell so good that your mouth is gonna be watering. But this is the part where we use our Vermont maple syrup because we're making a bacon Dijon maple glaze for our salmon. To the same pan that you were using, you're gonna add about 1/2 cup bacon or bacon bits. And you're gonna cook it for about 1 minute. Then you're gonna add 1/2 cup Vermont maple syrup and 2 tablespoons Dijon mustard. Simmer it for about 2 to 3 minutes until the maple syrup is nice and sticky. Remove it from the heat and add 2 tablespoons butter. And then immediately pour the glaze over the salmon. Isn't that a great way to treat your Valentine to a nice dinner? Because I am telling you, this looks delicious, but also you can substitute salmon for chicken or pork if your Valentine doesn't like fish. So, great recipe. However, what will Valentine's Day be without a sweet treat for you and your loved one? So, thinking about that, I found this very cute recipe online that I wanted to share with you because who doesn't like getting a love letter? So this little recipe is called Love Notes, and it's very easy to make, and it resembles these little envelopes with a sweet treat inside. So let me tell you how to put it together. With a sharp knife, you're gonna cut diamond-like shapes and set them aside. Then, with the leftover pastry, you're gonna create a ball and you're gonna re-roll it so you can get more diamonds out of it. You should be able to get about 8 to 10 diamonds out of your pie crust, depending on how big you make them. Then, with the remaining pastry, you're gonna cut about 10 little hearts out of it. And I gotta tell you, this recipe is very simple, it's easy to make, but it requires a little bit of practice because let's look at our little envelopes here. See, this one looks perfect, it's super cute. However, this one looks like a letter that got lost in the mail and got a little beaten up. As you go, you're gonna realize how to put them together in a way that is easier and more effective. So, take my mistakes and don't bake them. With a pastry roller, roll the diamond a little wider. Then place about 1 teaspoon strawberry or raspberry jam into the middle of the diamond. Bring in the sides of the diamond and then the bottom and press them until they're sealed. Then, using a little bit of jam as glue, place the little heart in the middle so it looks like a stamp. Repeat the process until all of your diamonds are turned into envelopes. Then, spray a cookie sheet with non-stick spray and place your little envelopes on it. Then brush all of your envelopes with a little bit of milk or egg wash and sprinkle them with sanding sugar to make them shimmer. And sanding sugar is a great tool to use for your cookies or your pastries, and it's very cheap. You can get it for about $1.50 to $2 at most grocery stores, and it really makes a big difference in the decorating. Then you're gonna bake your envelopes at 375 degrees for about 15 minutes or until they're golden brown. And that is it. They're so easy to make and they come out so very cute. So I really hope that you give them a try, and I think your Valentine is going to love this love letter. So on that note, I hope you give all these recipes a try because I think that they will make a great menu for your Valentine's Day. And on that note, I want to remind you to follow Across the Fence on social media. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get all these recipes and all the content from Across the Fence right on your phone or your computer. And remember that on our website, there's tons of recipes that are great for Valentine's Day or for any other day of the week. So I hope you give these recipes a try. I hope you visit our website, find some other recipes, and as I always say, remember to enjoy your food and happy cooking.
Some great ideas for a stay-at-home Valentine's Day for two. Thank you, Marco. And once again, thank you for joining us Across the Fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.